Welcome to the very first episode of
Gay Questions with Gay People. I literally hate this question because, are you kidding? Okay, first of all, there is no stereotype for how a gay person, bisexual, straight, whatever, even like Hispanic, white, black, whatever, there's no way that anybody's supposed to look. So are you assuming that all gay people are ugly? Like, that's so offensive. When every time somebody asks me that, people have actually asked me that, I get really just kind of like, thank you for the compliment. I'm not gonna shut that down, but also like that's an offensive question because ultimately it doesn't matter how I look, it doesn't matter how anybody else looks. I've had them say that and be like, oh well, it's such a waste. Like, no, it doesn't. I'm sorry. Like, if your tiny brain can't understand that people are gonna look how they're gonna look and they're gonna have, religion, sexual orientation, race, whatever, you need to open up that mind of yours because we all look different and it's not a waste because I'm who I am no matter what. Again, thank you for the compliment, but ultimately, I love who I love, and there's nothing that anybody can do to change that.
I knew for sure I was gay the year I graduated from college. I decided that I no longer could live a life of lies and I had to admit my faults, and I was gay. I was so gay, and every day that I didn't go saying that I was gay was fucking dreadfully heavy. So coming out and being able to tell everyone I was gay, it was probably the most like weight lifting thing in my life. And honestly, I literally, the moment I decided I wanted to come out gay wasn't really like the moment I knew I was gay, because I knew I was gay since I was a kid, but it was the moment that I decided that I wasn't going to allow other people's perception of me no longer like come in to my perception of my own life. And it felt good not to care, and it felt good to finally just be like, I'm fucking gay. And that's it.
So, my family, not all of my family knows. I know that I've told a few people in my family, not everybody knows. So, if they see this, surprise! But honestly, at the end of the day, like, I feel that it's my life, and the people who are going to support me are going to support me no matter what. And if they're not, that's okay. I'm still going to love them no matter what, and they don't have to. I feel like I've just kind of learned that it was a really hard process growing up and being open about it to my parents. That's the hardest to overcome. But now that they know, they're definitely a lot more accepting. It just took a long time. So I feel like now it's okay, and a lot of things, most things end up being okay in the end, and I think that that's what you have to hold on to. And if they're not immediately okay with your friends or your family, they're going to be okay in other areas of your life, and that's just as important. So to keep that in mind and know that everything will work out in the end, as cliche as that sounds, it really will.
Entertaining. I think being a gay couple in public is very entertaining because there is not a lot of gay people that you find, I guess, because whenever me and my girlfriend seem to step out, there's a lot of people that look. I see a lot of people, a lot of stares, but it's like overall, I know that people are looking because they either, for one, appreciate us, or they too or are they don't know how to respond to it. So instead of responding to it, they stare. So I've learned to not get offended by that. I've learned to laugh it off and just be like, everyone's staring, what's new? What was that like?
Yes, I have, and it wasn't necessarily a bad experience in the way that people say. I was friends with the two people that I was with before, obviously two boys, and it was fine, and we were really cool, and it kind of worked out because we were friends, but in the aspect of like being in love with them and having a serious relationship, it didn't really work out because I feel like I was just not fully invested and I didn't understand why. And then, my experience of that was just kind of like, well, I thought something was wrong with me. I thought that I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm just meant to be alone. I don't know. I really didn't understand because I was 16 at the time and I didn't understand why I felt kind of empty. I was just like, am I going through it? Like, what's happening? I don't know. So it was just a lot of like figuring myself out at that time too. Because on top of that, I was so young. So, it wasn't like the guys were bad or they like ruined me or like made me feel like, oh, all men ain't shit. Like, they didn't do anything wrong. They were honestly both really great guys. But nothing really happened. Like, I was never really like sexually attracted to them. I never wanted to do any of those kinds of things because I was just kind of like, this isn't really for me. I don't know. I don't need all that. And then I realized that when I met the first girl that I was ever with, then I started to feel those other emotions, like the physical things too, and that is what changed everything for me and became a turning point into knowing that, oh, it's not the guys, it's not even me, it's just this other part of me that I really am now, or that I am and that I'm going to be.
Other people treat me well. I still think I still get treated well, even though as soon as I sometimes tell some people I'm gay, it's kind of like either their face drops or they get excited, or it's either one or the other. Either their face drops or they get excited kind of thing. And it's funny when you meet the people that their face drops, because it's like, I love that they didn't perceive that in me, and I was the one to tell them that. And I like being able to break stereotypes, because I really feel like that's a problem in like the gay world, is that we have a lot of stereotypes, and just because I'm like a perky young girl kind of thing doesn't mean that like I can't be gay. That's not like, it's not a possibility. So being able to crack that bubble for some people is actually, it's kind of entertaining for me. I have a good time actually doing that.
So, the scariest thing for me was my family not accepting me and making me feel like I'm some sort of abomination or something, and not having support in any direction. Luckily, that didn't happen. I mean, family issues did happen at first. Now they're okay, but in terms of not having any support, I ended up finding it in a lot of other areas that I was really fortunate for, that a lot of people may not always have. So that was really scary for me because I thought I was going to be alone. And on top of that, now I always preach about how like all you need is yourself and knowing who you are, and like working who you are and just being proud of that. That's the first thing. The second thing that was scary to me is also just going out in public with the girl that I was seeing at the time, the first girl I ever dated, and like having people make a lot of like derogatory things was its own version of scary, because it was just kind of like they were making me feel like I was being sexualized, like me and the girl I was dating were being sexualized, and that's also really scary. But ultimately, like, I was just like, no, you know what? I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna hold back who I am because of these people's comments. Like, I'm not gonna see them ever again. They're just random strangers. Like, they're not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna let that happen. So I'm just gonna continue to be me and love myself and love the person I'm with and just embrace it.
It's really fun because you're dating your best friend. It's very comfortable because you guys both know how it is to be female or male or whatever. And I guess there's a lot of things that you learn how to understand in your relationship that like a straight couple can never understand in theirs. But that's the benefits of a straight relationship, a gay relationship, bisexual relationship. It's the benefits that come with everything kind of thing. I don't know if I said that right.
You did.
I think with being an openly gay person in today's society, you just have to really be confident in yourself, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are very unsure of themselves as is. So it's like everything in life. You have to take everything with a grain of salt. So don't take anything anyone says seriously. And honestly, don't take yourself seriously because we're gay.
Can't give a fuck what anybody says, because there are going to be people who make you uncomfortable, and there are going to be people who like make you, on top of feeling uncomfortable, make you feel judged, make you feel like you can't be yourself, and like you have to hide from who you really are. So going off of what Crystal said, like you really have to have that I don't give a fuck attitude, and just know that no matter what happens, like you need to be you.
Yeah, you don't care.
Because you're the only person who goes home with you at the end of the day. And if you're seeing somebody who's the same gender as you, they go home with you too. And the only like people that it's really going to affect is yourself and that person, or just yourself. So you really have to just know, like, you know what? The best piece of advice, like, is really just like own it. Own who you are. And even when it's hard, like, just know that who even are these people? Nobody cares. As long as you love you, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's much lighter when you just let it go and realize everybody has their own issues. We're just gay.
True.
The ending of our first episode, gay people with gay questions.
Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate
We
your
hope you enjoyed.
views and your
Yes.
support. We're going to post in the link below. We're going to post
Linda's profile, so you can
Yes.
check out her YouTube page, and then from there go subscribe, hit the little bell so you get all her notifications, and do the same for our YouTube page. And if you guys really liked this first episode of Gay Talk with Gay Questions, is that right? I don't even know.
No, gay questions with gay people.
Gay questions with gay people. If you like this episode, then leave a comment below about what you want the next Gay Questions with Gay People to be about. I hope you guys have a great time watching this, or had a great time, and hopefully we'll be seeing you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.